Sound on. Transition over to the talking screen. And hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How are you this evening?
All right. Didn't forget to pull this up on my phone, so let me go ahead and do that quick. Make sure I thumbs up my own stream. Can't forget to do my own fancy YouTube engagement. But now that I've got that sorted, let's see. Do I have anything fun and exciting to share? Not since yesterday.
I don't.
You don't have anything either?
Nope.
That means Sudoku time. The thing we do want to share. Alright. So, first things first.
Link.
Yep. It's going to be found. Puzzles in the chat. Still having trouble with my external hard drive, so I don't have my notes with me, but I'm mostly just doing too many check disks with some errors, and I need to just delete the files and give up on the check disk fixing them. Alright. Anyway, first puzzle for today is called Fount by Yar. Standard Sudoku rules apply. Fill the grid so each row, column, and 3x3 box contains the digits 1 through 9 exactly once. German whispers. On green lines, adjacent digits differ by at least 5. Renban. On purple lines, digits form a set of consecutive, non-repeating numbers in any order. And Kropke. A white dot joins consecutive digits, a black dot joins digits in a 1-to-2 ratio, and not all valid dots are necessarily given. Alright, let's get started. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is also 6, and this one is 5, and this one is 5.
In box 5, wouldn't the ones on the left have to be either 1, 2, 3 or 7, 8, 9?
That is correct.
That would make the ones in box 2 that are adjacent to that 4, 5, and 6.
Which means that these have to be 1, 2, 3, or 7, 8, 9.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, because in order to get from one side of 4, 5, 6 to the other side of 4, 5, 6, these are going to have to be 4, 5, 6.
Uh-huh.
And even if they don't cross... Oh, but if they did cross, then this would have to have the others. So, like, if this had 3 and 7, let's say it was 2, 3, and 7, I would somehow have to get 1 and 9 on here at the same time, which is impossible.
Right.
Now, these are 4, 5, or 6. We know 5 is there.
Well, oh yeah, because if it's 9, 8, 7, it would be 6, 5.
Yeah.
Well, in box 2, the white Kropke can't be a 5.
Right.
That's 3 or 7, yeah. And actually, the one that goes from 2 to 3, from box 2 to box 3.
This one?
Yeah. If it was 3 up there, then it's going to have to be 1, 2, 3 with a 4 on the outside. But if it's 7, it's going to be 7, 8, 9 with 6 on the outside.
I want to imagine that this one over here is 5, and that this would be 4, 6. That means that these are 4, 5, 6, which would mean that those three are 4, 5, 6, which would mean that we have a problem on this red band, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this one can't be 5.
Oh, although, yeah, it doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, or 7, 8, 9.
Here.
Oh, yeah, it would have to be.
Yeah, because we've got 4, 5, 6 on this loop. And again, if we were to cross on other sides of this, we would somehow have to get 1 and 9 on here at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that forces the 5s to be like that. Chip Sounder says, hey Chip Sounder, how are you doing tonight? No, I don't have the conflict checker one. I can just have the conflict checker do classic Sudoku and turn off confidence marks. Actually, no. If I'm going to turn off the pencil marks, I'm just going to have it on. Steady away sounds like good things. Since this red band here is length 5, it has to have a 5 on it, and this is the only place that it could be. Because this 5 pulls everything else out. If this is a pair, 4, 5, 6, and either 3 or 7, and then this would continue with either 1, 2, or 8, 9.
Right. That corner is 1, 2, 3, or 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. And that's the whole corner.
Yep.
So I don't know what that means for this German whisper line quite yet. If this has to be 4 or 6 though, because the middle would be 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Couldn't be 4 and 6. And if this is 1, 2, 3, or 7, 8, 9, it would, the last of the same type of digits would have to go here. Where is 5 in column 3?
It's at the top.
It sure is.
Yeah, I was just noticing that. Oh, look, there's a... And it's going to be in row 2 in box 3.
Oh, these two are done. What about this one? It has to be the same as this, which means that these are those.
Five can actually be placed in box 7.
Okay, well this is also in blue. Because if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, then 4 has to connect to 3. Now those two will be the same. And then they're going to have to go down here somewhere. But if they're a 4 or a 6, they can't go in either of these. No, they can't go in this position. But you could put a 4 or 6 here, making those the same. Well, this would be 1 or 3. Or 7 or 9. Not that it will really matter because of the 1, 9 here.
Why can't it be 2 or 8? I'm missing
Because the
that for
2
some
or the
reason.
8 is going to have to be up
Oh,
here.
right. It has to be up there. I knew that.
On the white property dot in row 1.
Yeah, I just wasn't grasping that at the time.
Is the black property dot down here important? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. Can't be 5, 7, or 9 because they're odd and therefore cannot be divided by 2. And
It
if
can't
you
be
double
3,
them, they're 10
6,
or more.
because that would break the white Kropkian box too.
Right. Okay, well, I need to ask the question of what did these be. Let's say they're all low just for the sake of argument. 1, 2, 3. But this one could be a 4.
That's a 4, that's a 9, that's a 1, that's a 2, 3 pair with an 8.
These two have to be the same. But they cannot be this one, because if they were, its German whisper neighbor would have to go above it. And since it's a 4 or a 6, that's forced. So this actually has to be this one down here. Now that doesn't solve the problem of the purples. But these two can be what? Oh, this Renban over here's a bit interesting. This has to be the red group. Because this digit is the... Like, let's imagine this is a 4. This couldn't have a 4 on it. It would have to have 6 and higher. So... I mean, minor problem. What's O?
Well, back into for column 3, since the 4, 6 is the same, the 1, 9 is also going to be the same.
And
So that's a
high-low
high-low pair. That's a high-low pair, which with the other, well, no, because that's not necessarily high. It's just red for convenience.
Yeah. I can swap it out. Red for yellow and blue for green. And then make this one orange. And these green. So that is going to force this one to be green. Oh, I've already used green. Hold on. Gray. Although it's also still yellow.
Yeah, okay, that.
I mean, I guess we could say, because these will all end up being green, and these will all end up being purple. Yeah, because we know that this has to be the same type as this one, because one of them has to be the same type, and it can't be the middle, because these are either 1, 2, 3 or 7, 8, 9. And that would overlap with that. So that has to be green. So green.
And the other 4, 6 there in box 4 is purple.
Right.
So that's 4 purples.
Green. These are all Well, this one's
Column
purple.
2 now has
So
4
these are
green.
purples. This has to be purple. So these two.
Right. At row 6, that's a purple 5 pair, so it's the other 4 are green.
These two have to be purple. So here's green. And these have to be part of the same set. So this is purple.
So those last 2 are green in row 1. Actually, yeah, the whole set.
Okay, and these two are purple. Does this one have to be? Yes, it has to be purple because if it wasn't, then it would have to connect through a 5.
Right.
Okay. Well, maybe not okay. I was going to say that this either had to be 4-8 or couldn't be 4-8.
Row 6 has 4 green. Oh, no, we knew it's purple 5. Never mind.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. So these two end up being opposites.
Where does purple go in column 4? Or not purple, 5?
Could be one of two places.
Okay. So,
Say again.
oh, I was just saying hi to Josh.
Hmm. Do we have enough to say that this has to be one way or the other?
Well, I was trying to figure out.
They can't both be green, but they could both be purple as a 1-2 pair. So it's either 1-2 or it's 4-8. Okay. Well, if one of them has to be purple, and it can't be 2-8 on top, which means it couldn't be a 1 on the bottom, and it couldn't be a 4 on the bottom. So this is a purple 2-8. Because they're either both purple, 1 and 2, because of the 3-4 here, or they're green and purple, and the 4 is green because it can't be a purple 4, and therefore it would be matched with a purple 8. And you can't have a clash of 8s. Oh, well, this is 3 or 7. And this would be 1 or 9. And this would be 2 or 8. Because you got the 3-7 and the 1-2-8-9. And the 1-9 here. So yeah, 1-2-8-9 means this is 3-7. 1-9 means that's there. And finally the 2-8. Which means this one is 2-8. This one must be 3-7. And well, green could be 1 or 2, or 8 or 9. So 1, 2, 8, 9. Well, that does mean that the green 3-7 is here, but that doesn't help for those. Excuse me, 3-7 is going to make this 1, 2, 8, 9. So this has to be the green 3-7. Oh. I have 1, 2, 3, so this must be 4, 6. And 3-7.
Well, then that makes the
3-7.
green around the 4, 6, 1, or 9.
It does.
And to the right of it, yeah.
Well, this one must be 2, 8, because this one must be 1, 9. And this one cannot be 1, 9. This one must be 2, 8, and 4, 6. 9, 7. 2, 8, 7.
Well, column 4 has green and purple 1, 9. So 1, 9 comes out of the green in box 2. That mean the rest of column 4 is 4, 5, 6? Without
I believe
not
so.
5 of it. not 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, column 5, row 5, column 5. These both versions of 1-9. These green in the
Ah, the
column
green
and
one nine
purple
at
in
the
the
top.
box. That's a 3-7 pair. All right, so basically we have both 1-9s in column 6. There's the green in box 5 and then virtual in box 2.
Yeah. So the
So
purple
purple
1 9 has to
1-9.
be one of these. It can't be on the bottom. It has to be here then.
So purple is 1.
Eventually, I'll figure out what color is supposed to go there.
Seven.
Or not,
Oh,
because that one wasn't fixed.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I put a 9 there. That was a mistake.
Box 5, that's a 4-5 pair on the bottom.
4, 5, 4. That should have fixed those. Because we knew we had all 4 of the reds here, and that had to be a
Right.
green or whatever color. So that should have fixed it. Oh well. 5 and 4.
And row 1 is 6-7. Row 2 is 8-9. So the 1, 2, 3. Oh,
I was trying to decide whether or not I should mark those or not.
well, the bottom one's not of column 9 is not a 1. He's a 1 in the
1 or 3. This one can't be a 1, so it'll be paired with an 8. 7 or 8. Ace could be a 6.
Well, row 7 needs a 4. And it can't go in column 6 or 7 because it sees.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Those two are both high.
6, 8 there. 5, 6.
But there's a 6 in box 9.
8 and 6. 8 is gone. 8, 6, 7, 8, 7. Red. And 1 in blue. 6 is red. 5. Okay. 3, 8. And 8, 3.
The left one is a 9 and a 4.
6, 9, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Ta-da! It's cold in my computer room. Yeah. Could it be? Yes. No. They said this is a fairly difficult one, but I don't know. Identifying that these have to be highs, it's not too bad. I wouldn't necessarily call it easy, but row 9. Go with average on that. We have to mark very nice. Let's have that soon. Yeah, just call it an average puzzle. I don't know. Do you have any other things to say to this one, Mama?
Nope, I was thinking average, so.
Alright. Puzzle saved in my notes. Let us get to the next puzzle for today, which is going to be called Dizzy Dancing by Jacob Kadar. Normal Sudoku rules apply, and identical digits may not be a chess king's move apart. Squares indicate even numbers, circles indicate odd numbers. Digits in box 5 have either a doubled or halved value, and digits along the marked diagonal cannot repeat. Values sum to the digit in the top left corner of each cage. Digits in box 5 are either halved or doubled. Interesting. Well, I don't even know if the whole box has to be halved or doubled. It's going to be a bit difficult to get to 45 with some halves, but I don't necessarily think it's impossible. Although, if everything was doubled, I wouldn't be able to get an odd number. So 2 things have to be halved, and 2 things have to be doubled. And I did forget the link. Thank you, Ship Sounder. Let me get that one in the chat real quick. There you go.
The 8 cage in column 3 has an even center digit. So, and the other 2 are going to be odd. Because two odds is an even plus an even for an even.
Right.
And one of them has to be 1.
I don't understand how box 5 works.
Yeah, I would skip it for the moment. The odd in box. Oh no, that's an even. Never mind.
Digits in box 5 have either a doubled or halved value. How do I get 15?
Two odd
Well,
numbers that are halved.
yeah. Well, not necessarily, because I just realized I can have an even number and then double something else. It's like I could
If you
double
double
6.
something, it's even.
Yeah, but if I have something, it can become odd.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, Chip Sounder says double 9 and half 6.
Right.
Although that could work inside of the 45. But yeah, so I know for a certain I can't have both values in the 15.
Right.
But one of them has to be doubled, and the other has to be halved. So the half value has to be even, either 2, 4, 6, or 8.
Right.
And if it was 4 or 8, it would be halved to an even number. So it's
Right.
going to
So
have
it
to
has to
be
be
2 or 6. And so if 2 is 1, then I would double a 7 and a 1. And 6 would be 3, then I would need to get 12. But to double that, I would need another 6. So it's going to have to be a 1, 7 pair. Now, to get 8, if they're halved, it equals 16. If they're doubled, it equals 4. If it's one of each, it's more complicated. Excuse me. This is 2 and 7. Because 2 makes 1. And 7 doubles to 14.
Right.
Okay, well, we know inside of the 45, okay, no, I want to look at the 8 first. I cannot use 7, 9. Because if I did, I would repeat the 7, either in the column or the box or both. So they cannot both be halved. So I could use 1, 3 if they're both doubled. If they are 1 halved and 1 doubled, well, it would still be 1 or 3 as the doubled value. So then if I tried to half something, I could half 4 to give me 2 on top of 3 doubled, which is 6, and 6 plus 2 is 8. If I double 1 to become 6, if I double 1 to become 2, I need 6 more. I cannot have anything. I cannot place 12 and half it. So these are the only options for the 8.
Well, 4, 6, 8, 9 in the 45.
Mm-hmm.
If you double 4, 8, and 9 and have the 6. 42. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 would have to be halved to give me 3.
Right.
17 becomes 34. 34 and 3 is 37. And then the 8 more that you said?
Uh-huh.
And then the 6 takes out 2 6s. We can't
6 comes
repeat
off
along
the
this
diagonal. Yeah.
This square is 2, 4, 8. These two odds
Can't be
cannot be a
5.
5. The top right one in box 3 can't be a 1. This is the one in row 2.
The column 4, the 2 odd circles are 5 and 9 because it sees 1, 3, and 7.
So 9's no longer here. JVR Creative Designer 2680 says, "Hey Joe and Mom,
Yep.
how are you doing?" JVR Creative Designer 2680. Alright. 2, 4, and 8 for the squares. And 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This one isn't 1 or 7. Anti-king means this one's not a 2. Alright, I will try to remember to call you Jonesy. I am somewhat bad with names. There's no way for me to give you a nickname. But how, do you do lots of Sudoku puzzles, Jonesy?
In column 7, the 9 cage
Yep.
has an even, so it has to have an even and an odd.
Mm-hmm.
And the two evens have to be from 2, 4, and 6, but it can't be 6, so it's 2 and 4 is 6, it has to be 3.
Alright, Chip Sounder says, I'm not saying I solved this earlier. And then Jonesy says, I recently discovered your channel. We did a few of their puzzles in the past, like your vacuum cleaning robot sucks. I think I remember the title of that puzzle. That was one we did a while ago. That one was part of a series of puzzles, wasn't it, Jonesy?
Row 2, column 7 is an 8.
Chip Sounder says, next one for me should be quite interesting. Been back to double check the logic. Nice. I'm excited for your next puzzle. Well, I might as well fill in the rest of these squares. 2, 4, 6, and 8. This one can't be a 6.
Row 2 can't be an 8.
That's true. Did miss that. And in box 2 as well.
Yeah.
Jonesy says it was linked after solving one. I think it was linked in the 4-finger Death Punch German Whispers loop puzzle with 10 counting circles. Interesting. I'll have to go back and look and see. 1, 2, 3, 4 evens. So this one is odd. It can't be 5. Have a 2, 4 pair, which makes this one a 7.
And an 8 on the diagonal because of the 2, 4 pair.
I knew I was missing something in there. Jonesy says, I saw you solving that one recently, so I do vaguely remember a 4-finger Death Punch. Now we have a 7, so those can be removed here.
Column 6 has a 4, 9 pair, which takes the 9s out of those 2 circles.
This one can't be a 7. Is the 7 here as well?
Oh, yeah, I totally ignored that.
Alright. Let's fill in the rest of these circles.
The 8 in column 6 has to go in box 8, which eliminates some of the other 8s.
This one can't be a 3, nor a 5, nor a 7, nor a 9 because of anti-king. So that's going to give us these.
Oh yeah, I forgot about anti-king.
3 here because all of the evens. 2-4 pair takes 2-4 out of this one. 2-4 pair here is going to place 6. Jonesy says 7 in box 3 is definitely going to go here because of the 2 7s here, and it's ruled out of this one because it's not even, and this one because of the 7 that ended up there. So that's going to follow down this way and leave a 5 or 9 here.
6. Kings move to the column 6.
Oh, 2-4 pair in row 6 makes this one 9 and 4.
And the 9 kings move.
2 places 4, places 2 and 4, and 2, and 4, and 2, and 4, and 4 isn't in either of these places now.
8 in box 2.
Is placed, or?
Is placed because the 4 in the column takes it out.
Right, there we go.
Sorry, I wasn't very clear on that.
No worries. 3, 7, 9, there's a 7 to its left. 3, 5, and 9 means this is a 2 because of the 4 below it, and there's a 4 here then. This becomes 6, 3, 5, and 9 to finish the row.
Bottom of column 4.
2, because of these 2 4s.
1, 3, 5, 8.
Alright, column 7.
5, 7, 9.
Got a 7 in box 3 already. A 7
in row 4.
4. 5, 9 pair places a 3. 2 takes 2s out of these. And 4, 6, 8. And there's already a 4 and a 6 that looks at it, so we get 8, 6, and 4. Need a 2. This one can't be because of these 2. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Let's see. 3 and 9 is 7. Takes that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 6 and 8 places 7. 6, 8 pair leaves 2. There's one of those two, but I'm not sure which. Chip Sounder says 4 in box 1 and 7. So 4's rolled out of those. And so 4 has to be one of these two, but it's not the top one because it's the one we just placed. So then that's going to be 4 here. So this isn't a 4
5
anymore.
in row 5 makes a 9 in box 4.
Right. Jonesy says 6 in box 7. 6 here, 6 there. 6 here takes it out of this
2.
one. Takes it out of those. So it leaves a 6 here, an 8, a 6, an 8, a 6. 1, 2, 5, and 7. I don't know why I placed 4 in there. There's a 1 in the row.
There's a 1 and 5.
And a 5. see.
Top of column 3 is 1, 3, or 5.
One has to be one of these two, because this one can't be a 1, and the main diagonal has to be
Right.
all the digits. So this isn't a 1, and you have to have a 1 and an 8, so that is 5. One's on
Well, and 1 and
here.
2 is 3. So that's a
Right.
3 at the top and a 5 with the...
Here, 3s are gone, 9's in a place of 1 and a 9. 9's gone from here, 1 from here, 1 from here. What's left over? I don't
3 and
see
7. And there's a 3 in column 1.
Two is going to place 8. I don't see 1 or 2, and this 2 is going to place those. So this is 2. 3, 5, 9. There's already a 3 there. So 5, 9 pair is going to place 1, I think.
Mm-hmm. The circle at the bottom, they're in box 9, column 8. Sees 3 and 7, so it's 9.
And what's left over? A 5, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's 9, 1, 5 here, 8 here. So that's a
7
3,
over.
a 9, a 5. I don't know why the 9 double pressed, but you said a 7 somewhere. 7 over 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here we go. Alright. And Logic Masters Germany. And we're looking for Dizzy Dancing. Oh. Did I misspell it? Yeah, first try. Which is a saying I say quite a bit. Whether or not it's been the first try. I have tried to find that on Logic Masters Germany, and I could not succeed. Chip Sounder says they loved that one. It was a very nice puzzle.
And I see Jonesy has the #1 crown, and Chip Sounder got bumped out of first place.
Yep, you gotta chat more, Chip. Let's see, how are y'all doing on points? You're tied with 75 experience each. So if you keep it up, you might get the next set of points. Yeah. Anyway,
It's so weird.
Yeah. While you fight over being top fan, we're gonna go ahead and move on to puzzle number 3 today, which is going to be Circles in the Mist. Link in the chat if you'd like to give it a go. But yeah. Anyway, Circles in the Mist by Oddly Even. Rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Arrows. Digits on an arrow sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. Arrows do not branch, cross, or share cells, including circles, with other arrows. Circles. A digit in a circle gives how many times that digit appears in circles. Arrow circles count as circles for this rule. And fog. The grid is partially covered in fog. Entering a correct digit in the grid will clear the fog around that digit. Alright. So let's get started. Well, 5 digits makes 15. So no matter where the circle ends up, whether it's this one or one of these two, or it could even be all the way back here, the two circles have to be a minimum of 15. So that makes this 6, 7, 8, or 9.
Well, 9's not going to be in the circle because there would have to be a circle with a 9 in every box.
That's
A digit
true.
in a circle is how many times that digit appears in circles.
Which means that this can't be a 6 either. So,
oh, right, because 6 would have to. If it was 6, it would
6
have to pair with 9 for 15.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't have to be a 7, 8 pair. It could be a pair of 8s. Verse 16.
Right. And that if the bottom arrow goes then to the, because it comes up into box 4. If it goes to the left, it can be an 8, and that's 1, 2, 4, and a 1, and 3, 5 would work.
Yeah. Now, if they are both 8, then you would have to have a 1 here, and the 8 would have to be one of these two.
Right.
Well, I guess this could be a 1 or a 2.
Oh, right, because it could be 1, 2, 3. Well,
Yeah.
no, that would be 1, 2, 3. That would make 4, 5 the minimum for column 2.
Oh, right. So that would be a 1. This would be 1, 2, 4. 3 and 5 is 8, which would be just enough.
Right.
Now, I think this is forced to be 3, 5 either way. Because if this is a 7, excuse me.
Well, if the other was an 8, that could be 1, 3, 4.
But if this was an 8
And
in
2, 5,
here
or
and
7.
a 7 up top, I think this has to be an 8 regardless. And the reason for that is because if this was a 7 and I had an 8 in the circles down here, then I would need to have an 8 in this box.
Oh, right.
Because I have no circles in here.
Right.
So this is an 8 regardless.
And then that bottom, well, no, that's a 1 or a 2. Oh, no, because that is 1, 2, 4, so that has to be a 1 in that corner.
Excuse me. We don't know if this has to be a 1 yet. Because
Well,
this could be
yeah,
a 7
be a 7.
and have a circle in every box except for these two, and then
Right.
another circle that is an 8. Okay. What is the remaining digits in here?
6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. And we clearly cannot have 8
And
or 9 on here. This would be 6 or 7. And I could pair that with a 1 or a 2, except I couldn't pair it with
well,
a 2. It couldn't be 6, 2, and 8. So
and it can't
this
be
is going
1,
to have to be
7,
a 1.
and 8.
So this has to be 6, 1 and
No, I
7?
was gonna say it. Uh,
Because we
well,
know
it
it
can't
can't be
be.
a
It
9.
it can't be a 9, and it can't be an 8 unless it goes down.
That's true, but either way, these have to be a 6, 1 pair then.
Right. Well, and it goes straight across. So, and it can't be 6, 1, 2. That would be 9. So yeah,
Right.
it's gonna have to be 6, 1, 7.
6, 1, 7. What's left over in the box? 1, 2, 4, 7, and 9. Hmm. This could be a 7, or it could be a 1, and then an 8 is one of those two. We have to have at least 15 circles.
Okay, we know that there are 2 boxes that do not have circled 7s.
Yeah,
So all of those gray boxes have 7s and 8s in them.
yeah. And we know that there's going to be an 8 in this box, so it has to be hidden.
Arrows do not branch. Oh, cross or share shift. Okay, yeah. I, it 7 can't be the sum for that 1, 2, 4
Why not?
because 7 has to be in column 2 in box 4. The
Right.
6 comes out of there. That's 7, 8, 9. So
So
that's
then
going to
this
have to
must
be a
be
1.
an 8. And then this has. Well, this couldn't be a 7.
It can't be.
7
8 comes out of
has
there.
to be
Yeah.
in a circle.
Right. So that one has to be 7.
Okay, but we have additional circles.
Right.
Um,
Now, there's a 1 in column 3, so that's for that 7 in box 2, that's at least 2 3s, so there's at least 5.
in box 4.
Oh, yeah, box 4, sorry. I said box 2, didn't I?
And this has to be minimum 2. So that
Right,
has to be a 2 here then. Because this is 1. And if this is
right.
5 and this is 2, then that's what it has to be.
Hey, in box 5, the 7 is gonna be one of the right 2 bottom. Because it sees the top row of box 5. And there has to be a 7, a circled 7 and a circled 8. So 8, well, no, because it could be along the top.
Yeah. What's left over in box 4? A 5, a 6, and a 4?
In box 8, the 7's going to be in this column 5.
Oh. This can't be a 3. This is minimum 5. Which means
That's a
these
1 2
two.
pair,
Yeah, this has
and
to be
that's
a
an
1-2
8.
pair. Because if it was bigger,
Right. Then it's
yeah, it
going to
would
be,
become 9. So 1, 2, 8, 7, not a 7.
well, and the 2 3 pair in column 3 takes the 2s from box 1.
Very true. 5 takes 5 out.
Well, and those arrows, that arrow that we see that um in box 8, it's a minimum 3, and in box 6, it's a minimum 3.
So 1,
Yeah.
this 8 takes those 8s out, so that's an 8. We're getting a lot more circles than I anticipated.
Well, and either in box 6, the circle directly to the right of the 7 in box 5 is either an 8 or it's still in the fog.
Yeah. But we do need a 7, and that's going to have to be one of those two.
Well, this last circle in box 8 is either a 4 or a 6, and it can't be 4 because it would be 1 3 if it was 4, and column 7 sees a 1 3.
So it has to be 6, 4, 9, and 5, I think. 6
Oh,
has to
the
be in
one
2
in
cells because of the 1.
yeah, the one in row 7 sees the 1, 4 in box 7.
So because of the 1, this has to
It
be
can't
2,
be
4.
1, 5. Yeah.
So a 9. 9s are gone from here. 8s. I don't know how that ended up in there. I am not pressing these buttons very well. But this 4 is going to give us 4 and 5.
Row 9 is left with a 3, 8 pair. Then
Oh, an 8 in
column 1
1.
sees an 8. And that places the 8 in box 6.
Finishing row 8 is all of the digits 5 and up. We don't have an 8 here. We don't have an 8 here, so it must be here. We don't have a 5 here.
Okay, there are 3 boxes that do not have circled 6s. Boxes 1, 5, and 7. So there is a circled 6 in box 8. So the rest of them have to have 6s. Box 2, the 6 can be placed. Nine can't go in a circle. Box 9.
I don't have enough room to place a 5 in a circle, do I?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I was just counting because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's more than 4 that do not have 5s in them. So
5 is gone. 6 and 7. Chip Sounder says 8 in box 3. Here, here, there, and there places an 8. 5, 9, and 3, I think, is what's left.
yeah, and it can't. Well, it can't be.
Can't be 5 because of the 5 here. So
Yeah.
7, 9, 5.
Oh,
8 has to have a 1. That's less helpful. 3, 4, 5. No 6s. These aren't 3s.
as the last circle is either because it's 6, 7, and one other, and it's like, let's see, box 2, box 3, and we don't know if there's another circle in box.
Chip Sounder says circled 6 in box 3. Has to be one of these two.
Right.
Right. I don't think we know which one quite yet.
Yeah, and we don't know if it's a 2 or a 3 for the or a 1 and 2, 1, 2, and a 1 and 2. The last one, Bogston.
Yeah. What's
Column
left?
2 or column 4, I was going to say, 1 is left with 3 and 4.
What's left in row 1? 8, 6, 1, and 7 are all gone. 2 and
Can't put
4.
9 on an arrow.
Right.
And that goes. See.
3. This could be 6 or 7. If it's a 6, though, you would have 2 and 4, which would make these 1, 3, 5, which is
Well,
9,
row 3,
right?
column 8 can't be a 4
Row
because
3.
there's no 3. There's no
Right.
3 to go.
But I don't think this can be a 6, because if it was, you'd have 2, 4. A 2, 4 pair would make 1, 3, 5. And 1, 3, and 5 is 9, right?
9, yeah.
Which is not 8. So this can't be a 6. So this one is the 6.
And it can't go higher than 7.
Right.
And it can't be 5, and 2, 3 is so that has to be 7.
So 4 is removed from the right. Get 9 and 7 over here. Can't put 9 in a circle. We can't put 5 in a circle. I think 2 and 4 becomes a pair, so you can't put 2 or 4 over here.
Right.
And we can't put 4 in a circle, can we? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
and 6.
Box 9, yeah.
So this is a 2, 4 and 3. Which means this has to be a 1 then, right? Well, it depends on what's left over here. But this isn't a 3, so it has to be 1, 2, 5. Which is going to be a 4 and a 2.
The 6 in column
9.
7 resolves the 6, 7 in box 9.
7, 6, 6, no, 7. 3. This can't be a 2, nor can it be a 1 or a 3.
Well, and in box 2?
Oh, that means it's probably a 6. Because we already ruled out 4 and 5.
Right.
And 8 and 9. So 6, not a 6.
In box 2 is that I think that last circle has to be a 1.
Yeah, because...
And that would have to be a 2, and that's not a circle. The glass gray.
Yeah, we've run out of places for 3s. So 1 and 2.
Yeah. And that 2 does a little bit on the row.
9, 1, 4, 2, 3, 4,
Box
5.
2. The 2. Oh, never mind. That's. I don't know why I was seeing that 3 as a 2, but I was.
3, 5, 9 is going to be 1, 2, 5.
Yeah, there's a 4. Box 2. Box, yeah.
3, 5, 9.
It's 3, 5, 9.
Here. 3 here. 2 and 3. 2 and 5.
Column
5 is
9
place
has
9.
a 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't
1
see
and 4.
1 and 4. There's a 4 here. So 1, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
There's a 3 in column 6.
9 pairs, so 3, 5, 3. Jonesy says that was quite tricky. Row 3 has a 5 right there next to the 5, 9. Solving the puzzles without the conflict checker has been embarrassing in a few different ways. But yeah, this was tricky in a few different spots. But Oddly Even has some pretty good puzzles. Circles and Mist by Oddly Even. Column 9. There we go. Trying to decide whether or not I think it's more than average, but I think it does end up being kind of an average puzzle as far as difficulty-wise goes. The trickiest part, I think, was the break-in here, and how this arrow sort of aligned with stuff. We kind of need to quiet Facebook down a bit. I don't know why it's quite so loud. Probably because that is muted. And then go ahead and mute that there as well. That'll help. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with average on this one. This break-in was pretty tricky. Trying to get everything to line up properly. But after that, there was some counting of the circles to rule out 4 and 5 in a few different places. And showing that this had to be a 2. But aside from that, yeah, I think I'm going to go with average on that one. So, with that, I have submitted the rating, and we move on to our final puzzle for today, which is going to be Horseshoe Toss by Teal. Horseshoe Toss. I think I spelled that correctly. Yeah, it's a Horseshoe Toss by Teal. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Purple lines in the grid are Renban lines. Digits on a line form a set of non-repeating consecutive digits in any order. Digits on a Renban line cannot appear in any of the cells pointed at by their attached arrowheads. The inequality symbols point from a larger digit to an adjacent smaller digit. Digits on a Renban line cannot appear in any of the cells pointed at by their attached arrowheads? Interesting. So, if this was a 3, you couldn't have a 3 anywhere along this diagonal, if I'm understanding this rule correctly.
That's what I'm understanding.
All right. Well, I guess first things first is this 5-cell arrow has to have a 5 on it. So where can 5s go in, well, I guess I should really be thinking of where they can't go. You cannot have a 5 in any of the red cells, which means that these have to be either 1 through 4 or 6 through 9. And because this one has 2 arrowheads, this one cannot overlap with this one in any way. Chip Sounder says they have to be the same orientation. And that's true because this set has to have the rest of the digits either 1 through 5 or 5 through 9. So these two are going to be the exact same. So I don't think these are quite as important, so I'm going to mark those in red. And this one I'm going to mark in blue, and this one I'm going to mark in blue. Just misses this short little red band.
Okay, the blue in box, or the box 3 arrow, is going to have a 5 on it, because if it was 1 through 4, and we already know the red is
6 through 9.
Is 6 through 9. That's if it's going that way. Then on the diagonal that comes the right-hand side of the would have to have 2 5s in box 7. And that's going to be, that's if the blue does not have a 5 in it. Then
so then we wouldn't have a 5 here. Where else is 5 ruled out? Because
well, no,
this
if you don't have a 5 in blue, because we know there's not a 5 in red. And it's going to be either 1 through 4 or 6 through 9. And if blue is the other, so if everything is taken out except for 5, because if blue doesn't have 5 in it, then 5 is the only thing that can appear on that diagonal. And there would be
except
2 of them in box
this
7.
red doesn't point this way.
Oh, right. Never mind.
Yeah, the only cell that is overlapped by these 2 arrows is this one.
Right. Never mind. That's yeah.
Now, I guess these 2 cells and these 2 cells do have to be red because they cannot be blue.
Right.
Which I think means that this purple line here has to have a 5 on it. Because there are only 4 red cells. And in order to get from red to blue, we have to cross through 5. Which means that this has to have a 5 on it, which means this cannot have a 5 on it, which does prove that this one does have to have a 5. because this couldn't be 4 reds. Or red and blue with no 5. Because the only way to connect red and blue is through a 5. Wait, hold on. If we know that this has to be 5... Oh, but this is just greater
No,
than.
it can't be 5. It can't be. Red can't be 5.
Correct. But I was going to say that because this was red, that this had to be a 5, but that's not true. This is just simply a strictly greater than.
Well, doesn't that kind of indicate that blue is 1 through 5?
I think so,
No, I guess it would have to be.
but
Yes, it would.
yeah,
Because in
because
order
if
to
these
be
were 1 through 4, then everything else would be 5 through 9. And if this is red, it must be greater than 5 through 9, which would be impossible if it was 1 through 4, right?
right.
So 679, 2 through 4, 5. And Jonesy says, same for the one on box 7, right? Must have a 5. Yes. Because if
No,
it was
it
all
can't.
blue,
It can't have a 5. Look at the arrow coming down from box 3. Oh, no, that's not an arrow. It's not a double-ended one. Never mind. I'm seeing phantoms, apparently.
um, if it didn't have a 5, that means it was either all red or all blue. Which if it was all red, then it would break this. If it was all blue, it would break this.
Right.
So it must have some red and some blue, and again, the only way to connect those is through a 5. So just like Jonesy said, this must have a 5 on it. It's going to take the 5 off these. And we're going to have 5 here, where this can't be a 5, and this one can't be a 1.
But if that's got a 5 in it, and it does point to the one in box 3, how can the one in box 3 have a 5 on it?
It
Oh,
can be
it's
over
just
here.
in one of those. It's not the ring, and it's just those cells.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm having trouble wrapping my head around this one.
That's all right. One. I am going to go ahead and turn on conflict checker. Chip Sounder says this one is beyond you, or beyond me. I guess if I'm reading it as Chip Sounder says this one is beyond me, then that would be saying that Chip Sounder is saying it's beyond Chip Sounder. If I was saying that this one was beyond you, from Chip Sounder's perspective, then that would be an insult to me, saying that I can't do it. Well, now I have to. It is definitely tricky though.
Well, boxes 3 and 6, the 5s are on the Ren bands,
Yeah,
and they form
take
an
5s out.
X-wing.
Alright. Where else? Well, I'm gonna leave the coloring for now. Ones are gone. 679. This is a connected set, so this could go as small as 5. Now these 3, we know, cannot be from 2 through 5. So they are 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this one sees the entirety of this ren band. Same as this one. These 2 see the entirety of this ren band. Does that matter? I don't think so. Not yet, at least. Actually, maybe I should do blue and then 5s are gray. Oh, well this can't be a 9, because if it had a 9 on it, then it must be all the reds. It has to have a 5 on it, but the smallest it can be is a 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the largest it could be is a 7, because if it went 5, 6, 7, 8, that would make both of those 9. Except, because this doesn't have a 5 on it, I couldn't do 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can't do 2, 3, 4, 5, because 2, 3, and 4 would break this. But so would 3, 4 break this as well. So I can't have a 3 as the smallest digit. So it has to be 4, 5, 6, 7. So it has to have a 4. So that takes that off of those. And this can't be 6, 7. And this can't be 6, 7. So these two aren't 8, 9. So where next? A quintuple in column 3. 6, 7, 8. What am I missing for the quintuple? Because I can add 4 and 5, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I need one more. I would need to prove that this couldn't be a 1. But it can still be a 1 because this one doesn't rule it off of these 3. So I think I'm just short. Unless I'm missing something. What am I not seeing, Jonesy? Okay. Not quite yet. Now I do know that one of those has to be from 4 and 5. They couldn't be a 6, 7 pair, because then I'd have 3 from 8 and 9. But I could just simply have a 4, 5 pair and not cause problems. At least not yet. What else? This could be 8, 7, 6, 5 and be just fine. That could be a 9. So what am I missing? Well, I am missing that these two have to be 6, 7, 8, 9. Whereas these 3 are 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now I have 4 red digits, so this is 2, 3, or 4. Must be blue, because there has to be a 5 here. And 6, 7, 8, 9, which is going to place my blue 1. These two are now red. These two can't be 1. Nor can this one be. But these two are blue, 2, 3, 4, 5. They could be gray as well. So I guess I should mark all of these in blue and gray. This arrow, I haven't used it yet. Oh, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and that points to this. That can't be 4 or 5, so it must be 2 or 3. Okay, well, whatever this is, it cannot be 4, 5, 6, or 7. Oh, this one has to be blue or gray. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These two, well, it can't be 5, so it's not gray. But there's 2, 3, 4 triple. So there's our 5. There's a 4. These aren't 5. This isn't a 4. These can't be 4s. These can't be 5s. 5 is gone. 5 is gone. So those are all red. Which means 7 and 8 can't be in these three. This one isn't a 5, nor is it a 1.
The
6,
red band
5.
in box 6, yeah. Can't have 2, 3, or 4.
Alright, so 6, 7, and 8 must be red, which means this is a 9.
9 has to go in the center column there.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, and 9. Not a 4, though.
Means the
2,
9
3,
is in row
9.
8.
That places an 8 then. And then 8, it's reflected this way. 6 or 7 here. These aren't 8s.
Now there's a 6, 7, 9 triple in column 3.
6, 7. And that's 4 and 5. Takes 4 and 5 out of those two. 6 and 7. Jonesy says 1, 2, 3, 4 in row 2. If we clean up the arrow in box 2, these two aren't gray. And now can't have.
No, it's not the full quad.
Yeah. Because this arrow here, the arrow Renban, I don't know whether it has the 6 or the 9 on it yet. So, unless this one is... Well, we know it doesn't have a 1, so it can't have a 2 on it. Yeah, and my coloring may also be confusing. I'm not sure, but this 6-7 pair is going to take 6 and 7 out of these two.
The 8-9 pair in column 2. The 1-9. And that one can't be a 9 either, because of the 6, 7, 9 triple in column 3.
Right. Blue. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 is blue. 4, 5 is a blue-gray pair.
And 4, 5 takes the 4 out of the... Yeah.
So
that's
1, 2, 3. Blue. 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 8 is removed from this one, but this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 in blue.
And now there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple in box 4.
Box 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are blue and gray. So this 1, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Red. And now, well, unfortunately, this doesn't help on the other side of the arrow, because it's not part of the red band. But we are getting closer. This one is not blue, this one is not gray. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 and 3 is gone. That's a red 9. And this is a blue 2 or 3. 6, which means this can't have 6 on it. These two aren't 6, but now we have 7, 8, 9, which takes 9 out from here. Unfortunately, it can still be a 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 9, which cannot be the top of those three. So this is blue or gray. This 6 sees 7. 6 and 6 and 7 makes an 8. 7 and 6. 6 and 7. 8s are off of those two. 6, 7, 9 places 8. 6 is gone from here. A 9's placed over here. Not a 9. 6, 7 pair. I don't know if that's helpful because we have 1, 3, 4, 5, not 1s. Blue, gray. Blue, gray. Which I think means this has to be 9 because everything else cannot be.
Only 9 left.
These two aren't 9. Well, I don't really want to mark that. We just hit 10 o'clock. Let's see. This cannot be a 2, 3, so 3 could be the smallest. 3, 4, 5, 7, I think, are the only options for this
5.
one.
Because there's a 5 on the diagonal.
Right. So it could be a 7 paired with a 6, or it could be a 3, 4 pair. Yeah, because it can't be a 5. And it can't be a 2, 3. So yeah, that would be a 3, 4. Or 7 and 6. Yeah, because it can't be 7, 8, 9 here. This one's blue or gray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these two have to go red 7, 8.
Well, and the other two unidentified ones in box 2 are from 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no, they're not necessarily because 6 and 7 can
7,
come
6.
from there. Never mind.
Alright, most of the arrows are done.
Yeah, we could probably do away with the coloring if it's
Ah,
throwing things off.
except for this cell right here. It cannot be 8, 7, 6, or 5 because of this arrow right here. So this cannot be a 5 or a 4 because it must be smaller than this one. But that means
And the center digit
these two are blue.
can't be a 5 either.
Right. So it is strictly blue. But yeah, we probably can take care of the coloring. 2, 3,
That
and
helps
4
with the arrows too.
is going to take 5s from these. I immediately want to color them, which is makes me feel a little silly. But don't have a 5 here. 2, 3, 4 is not that helpful going across. But I do have 2, 3, 4 going across this way, which places a 5, 6, 7, 8, not a 7, nor is it a 4. So this one isn't 5. 2, 3, 4 here, 6, 7, 9 there. 2, 3, 4, and 5. But that just means this is 1, 6, 7, 8, not 7. This is 3, 4. That ends up being a 2. Three, a 2, a 3. 3, 4, be a 2, a 3, a 2, a 3. So this couldn't be a 3, and that couldn't be a 4. It would have to go 3, 4 this way. If this was a 3, this would be a 2. If we break this over here. So this has to be 4 or 5. If this was a 3, you'd have a 2 here, a 2 here, a 2 here. That would have to be 2. This would be 2. So 2 would have to be one of those 2. And that one. So that would have to be 2. And that would be a 2. So those would be my 2s. Which I don't see breaking anything. Oh, wait a second. This would be a 3. If this is a 3, that's a 4. This would be a 2, a 3, a 2, a 3. So maybe I should keep track of 3s, because this would be the 3. And I'd have 3 as one of those 2, and one of those 2. This would be the 3. This 2 would make that a 2. Three would make that a 2. This would have to be a 2. That would have to be a 2. That's a 3. Well, maybe not. If that's a 2, that can't be 2. Maybe I just messed something up? No, because this has to be a 2. So this would go like that. So I think I messed something up before.
Okay, never mind. If you think you messed it, because I was going to say the 2 in box 6.
2 here.
3, 4. Oh no, never mind. I was saying something wrong again.
think I misplaced the 2 in here, which is what messed things up. So, well, I guess that would be a 4. So that would have to be 5 and 1. 4. 4. 4. Well, unfortunately, this is feeling like it's going too far.
Yeah. It's lost its logic and just gone to bifurcation.
All right. If this was 6, 7. Not sure. Jonesy asks how many stars was this? I'm not sure. It was featured on Cracking the Cryptic a while ago. Actually, if I grab this on my other monitor real quick. Currently sitting at 3 stars. On Logic Masters Germany. Jonesy says, well, I'm stumped, have been for a while. I'm sure there's something here that I'm missing. These 2 cells haven't been filled in, so let's just ask what these can be. So this one isn't 7 or 8. This one isn't a 5. I kind of want to bring back the coloring just for a second at least. But either way, these are either both red or they're both blue. Which leaves these as being both red or both blue.
I mute.
But
Yeah, okay.
Say again?
Am I muted? Yes, I am.
Yeah, it does happen occasionally. Let me bring back the color for a second. Why that's red. Okay. Now, with this,
Ah.
oh,
Um, the red band that goes from box 2 down to box 4,
Yeah.
if it's a 9 in box 2, then that's a
Okay.
7-8 pair, which breaks a 7-8, which breaks.
Oh, that is very true. Is there more than just this can't be a 9?
Um, I mean, that just suddenly jumped out at me. But
Yeah,
that's a 7-8 pair in the row.
that's true. So these two can't be 7s. The Eric the Fruit Bat says row 3, column 4, can't be 8. If 8 is in row 2, column 4, or 6, row 2, column 4 or 6, then row 3, column 4 is not 8. Otherwise, 8 in row 2, column 2 makes row 5, column 4 equal 8. Okay, if this was an 8, then we'd get 9 and 8 and 9. And since those two would be
Right, that
opposites,
breaks.
yeah, so this has to be a 7 then, a 9, an 8, a 7, an 8, a 9, a 6, 7. This has to be 3, 4, and then there we get our 2s. Yeah, thank you, Eric the Fruit Bat, or the Eric the Fruit Bat, depending on how particular you are about your username. Because I'm not very particular about my username, so I don't care if people call me Joe or Old Man Joe or whatever. But my real person name, I am a bit particular about. Right, blue and red. So I do want to be respectful. 6, 8. I'm missing 7 and 6. There we go. That was, I think, well, I wouldn't necessarily call it the trickiest part of the puzzle, but that was definitely something that we waited a really long time to consider all of the options on that one. But yeah. All right. With that, we are 17 minutes over time, so that is going to be our last puzzle for today. I need to go grab it from Logic Masters Germany, so let's bring that over. Doot. And row 7 is our solution code. And difficulty, I would say it's average. The trickiest part, aside from keeping track of the new rule that is the Renban arrows, the trickiest part was this Renban and its effects. The fact that you couldn't put an 8 or a 9 here without breaking things. Which forced that to be a 7. This arrow over here was pretty tricky as well, because of its effects down here. But yeah, so that was a pretty tough puzzle. Yeah. All right. With that, I guess I'm going to say it's on the harder side of average, but still an average puzzle. But with that, I do have to sign off. So thank you so much for watching, especially Jonesy, Chip's founder, and the Eric the Fruit Bat. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you want to see more content on this channel, the next thing will be cooperative games on Saturday, or the next scheduled thing, on Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be playing Sanctum 2 with a friend of mine. Sudoku is Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, but usually only 2 of those days a week. But it depends on when I have events, so make sure to ring the notification bell, so that way you get notified when those actually happen. And also, you can see it when I post it, because I usually post the updated schedule after. So, like, I posted Monday next week yesterday, and I'll be posting Wednesday next week after I sign off. Yeah, and then I have been playing The Last of Us Part 1. So if you'd like to see that, that I will be streaming sort of randomly-ish. For some reason, don't want to make a schedule for my single-player games. So yeah, another reason to ring the notification bell if you want to catch that stream. With that, I am signing off. Have a great night, or day, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you next time.